Natalie Sideserf here of Sideserf Cake Studio, and I'm going to show you how I made a sandwich cake. With this cake, there are a few things that need a few hours to dry, so naturally, I'm going to work on those things first, starting with the sandwich's lettuce. I've crumbled up some foil, and now I'm gathering green, yellow, and red food color. To mix a natural-looking iceberg lettuce color, I'm adding a little bit of red to deepen the green, and then I'm going to add some yellow to lighten it up. Then I grab a strip of edible wafer paper, and I'm saturating it with water and a little bit of that green food color that I just mixed. I pick it up, place it onto the foil, and then I work the wafer paper into all those foil creases with a paintbrush. I set it aside to dry, and I start working on my edible plastic. Here I'm sprinkling 2 packets of gelatin over 7 tablespoons of water. Then I let the gelatin bloom, and that just means that I let it sit for about 5 minutes, and I let that gelatin soak up all that water. Then I just heat it up in the microwave until all the gelatin is dissolved in the water. I'm adding a 1/4 teaspoon of peppermint extract, and that's going to add a little flavor to my gelatin. This edible plastic is going to be like an after dinner and dessert mint. Now I'm scooping the foam off the top so that my gelatin is as clear as I can get it. Here I've taped a sheet of clear acetate to a cake pan. Now I taped it to a cake pan so that I can actually pick it up and move it because I really need to use my table. I pour the gelatin onto the acetate, and then I pick up that cake pan and I rock it. And I'm really just letting gravity kind of spread that gelatin nice and thin. I set it aside to dry, and it's time to start stacking the cake. I'm stacking colorful confetti cake layers with green vanilla buttercream betwixt the layers. I don't know what it is about confetti cake, but it just makes me feel nice. It's so cute. Did you know that confetti cake has only been around since 1989? I assumed it had been around forever. I mean, I guess it does kind of have like that 80s, 90s feel to it. There's a time when everything was all neon and colorful. Speaking of colorful, did you check out our new lighting? We got some color in the background. Let me know in the comments if you like it. I take my time to cover the entire thing in a layer of buttercream. And I want to make sure that those edges are nice and sharp, they're crisp, they're pointy. I like pointy edges on my cakes. You want to know something funny? So a lot of people on Instagram have been calling me a witch lately. And you know what? I don't hate this comparison. I actually think it's kind of funny. I am a cake witch. A person on Instagram said, "You are the granddaughter of all the witches they could not burn." Which is only partially true. I'm actually the great granddaughter of all the witches they could not burn. I'm placing a square piece of parchment onto the cake, and I'm tracing around it so that I can carve out an area where the sandwich is going to be. If you're wondering why the buttercream looks a little hard, that's because the cake is chilled, and that makes cutting it a little easier on me. I've colored some modeling chocolate to match the color of cardboard, and I'm rolling it out. Now I'm measuring and trimming panels of that brown chocolate with a blade to place on the sides of the cake. I don't know if you've noticed, but there are a lot of steps needed to make this cake. I've gathered so many techniques that I've learned over the years, and I jammed them all into one cake. It's pretty cool. Now let's make some ingredients for our sandwich. For the cheese, I'm going with a good old-fashioned American cheese. Only mine is made of orange modeling chocolate. And for the meat, I'm going with bologna. I like bologna. I really like mortadella, which is just fancy bologna. I'm folding the strips up just like a real-life sandwich, made by a sandwich artist. This sandwich is full of bologna, because it's actually a cake. I think it's time to check to see if my lettuce is dry. And the wafer paper is completely dry. So now I'm just peeling it away from the foil. And now I just cut it into strips. That textured foil really did the trick. It looks just like lettuce. I've got my lettuce, I've got my bologna, and I've got my cheese. All that's left is bread. I'm cutting a layer of vanilla cake into rectangles, and there you go. That's it. And my goodness, if cake doesn't look just like bread. Now let's assemble this Sammy. We've got 2 bread strips, our layer of chocolate bologna, delicious cheese, the wafer paper iceberg lettuce, and that last layer of bread. Remember that edible plastic gelatin that we made earlier? Well, now that it's dry, it pops right off the acetate. And it's gorgeous. So shiny. So I'm placing it on the cake over the sandwich area, and I'm trimming the edges. Then I fold the sides down and adhere the edible plastic to the cake with a little water and a paintbrush. Then I secure the edible plastic in place with a final panel of modeling chocolate on the sides and the front. Before we finish, I'm going to add some obsessive, intricate detail, because this would not be a Sideserf cake without some obsessive, intricate detail. So I'm taking a blade and I'm running it along the edges so it looks as if it's a folded up cardboard sandwich container. The brown cardboard is looking a little flat, so I'm painting some light brown over top just to give it a little more depth. And even a few little dark brown pieces just like you see in real cardboard. And there you have it, a sandwich cake. I am very excited to cut this one. Let's see how this goes. This edible plastic is amazing. It melts right on your tongue. And it's minty fresh. If you guys like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to this channel for a new cake every week. And link in the description to our merch store Or you could get yourself some Sideserf Cake Studio items, like this shirt I'm wearing.